Hello, everyone, to the Market Man Sports Talk Show. We're back here for another video, and today we're doing the 2021 MLB predictions video. Wow, can we believe it, everyone? It's 2021. 2021. Who can believe it? But today we got our man Andrew. How you doing, man?
What's up, Marco? Appreciate you having me. It's always fun to be on your podcast. Thank you.
Hey, it's nice to have you. I can see you're flexing that Dodger jersey. Do you want to flex that to the crowd?
Sure.
Dodgers 2020
Sure.
champions. And
Yes,
we got
sure.
your partner. Okay. And we got the partner in crime, Eli. How you doing, Eli?
Yo, what's good? I appreciate the invite. It's always fun to be here. We get to talk about some sports, and it's always a good time.
Yeah, it's nice to have you too, man. Got the wavy hair flowing. You're ready to rock and roll, man. And we got, once again, the baseball whisperer, the man who's right about the Cowboys, Anthony. How you doing, Anthony?
Hey, Ant-Man in the house. Here. Always got my fire takes. Today's going to be no different.
All right. And then we got ourselves Matt. How you doing, brother? Long time no see. It's been a minute.
Oh yeah, it's been a minute, but I'm back and we're here to talk about baseball and set things straight here.
Exactly. We're gonna lay down the law, and then you guys know me. Mark got the Giants. Got to support my team, San Francisco. But anyways, so the season's already started in baseball. Everyone, I believe it's the first week of the season. And it was a long offseason. There was a lot of signings. There's a lot of interesting, trades and whatnot. So we're gonna get into that. And the first person I'm gonna direct this question to is my man Ant-Man. Ant-Man, you gotta tell me, who was the winner of the offseason in baseball, in your opinion?
Ooh, that's a good point. Obviously it can go a variety of ways, but I feel like with MLB offseason, just because you spend a bunch of money on a guy, it's not a bad thing. Even if he doesn't pan out, I don't even think there's a cap in baseball. So exactly. So it's really not that bad. So to be honest, the Padres spent big, and I feel like they're going to come out big with Yu Darvish, with Blake Snell. They got some guys who can finally throw strikes. And I feel like with that and with the lineup they already have, with Machado in there, I mean, come on, man. I feel like they can rival the Dodgers. And the way Bauer came out, yesterday, 2 days ago out here with the 8.9 ERA, I mean, come on, man.
Yeah.
I'd be worried right now. I'd be a little worried.
I mean, there is no salary cap. It's just a luxury tax in baseball, FYI.
Okay.
In baseball. So basically, if you don't know what that means, it means that there's no salary cap. That means you can spend over a certain amount, but it means you kind of have to pay taxes in a way. So let's say the amount is 200 million, but if you go over that 200 million in spending for how much you go over, you're going to have to pay an additional amount of money, which is how the MLB's version of the salary cap works, which is basically, what I just talked about. So teams like the Padres and the Dodgers just basically spent a bunch of money on a team, which is the equivalent of spending a private island. So, which is insane. Here's
Millions of dollars.
I know. If you didn't, here's a fun fact for you all. Trevor Bauer's contract, which we'll get to in a bit, one of the Dodgers pitchers, his contract alone is the amount of money some teams like the Pirates are spending on their entire team.
Their entire team?
Their entire team. That's how much payroll certain teams are spending, which is insane to me. Or it's just...
That's ridiculous.
It's a
I feel like though half the Dodgers roster is still on their rookie contract.
A lot of them are. That's why we're super successful right now. But until that, they have to all get paid. That's when they can start breaking down. But we'll see.
Well, I was going to ask you, since you just brought up the Dodgers, Andrew, do you feel like the Dodgers are the champions of the offseason, or do you feel like maybe the Padres are someone else?
I mean, the Dodgers can only improve so much after last season. I thought they I thought all the pieces connected. I finally thought that last year the Dodgers actually had pitching that they always needed, because years prior they were never able to like go the distance because they never really had the pitching compared to other teams. They always had the offense, always. They just never had the pitching. So, in my opinion, I really do think Padres had. I think, being a Dodger fan, I do think Padres probably got us in the offseason with the amount of re-signings they had, with signing Fernando Tatis for extending him, so he's locked there. Manny Machado is already locked there. Then you have who is got signed? Oh yeah, they traded for Blake Snell. He was a stud in the World Series. He was shutting down the Dodgers. And also Yu Darvish, who had a great year as well. He also fought for Cy Young, I believe, last year as well. So I gotta give it to for sure the Padres. The Dodgers, I mean, you really wouldn't think they'd be able to improve, but signing Trevor Bauer, in my opinion, was definitely like a great signing, but definitely not as great as the signings as the Padres. So I think the Padres took the cake there.
I have to agree with you. Eli, are you on the same page with Andrew?
Yeah, I'm pretty much on the same page as a Dodger fan. I think Trevor Bauer is a great thing. Really helps out the pitching. I mean, Kershaw's been good, but he's starting to get a little bit up there in age, and he's kind of starting to wear and tear a little bit right now. I'm not saying I'm losing faith in Kershaw, but having Trevor Bauer there in the rotation really helps a lot with all the guys that we have. But the Padres, for what they got, that's something that you can't really compete with. That's a lot of players that did really good. I mean, I also want to take note of the Mets getting Francisco Lindor. I thought that was a good piece for them. One thing I have about that, though, is that they really overpaid Francisco Lindor a lot.
Yeah, I think they just signed him to like a 10-year, like $341 million deal, which is
10 years.
I mean, well, think about the Padres paid Tatis Jr. 14 years.
Yeah, but
$330
Tatis,
million.
He's
young though.
He's 6 years younger too, which is
Right.
so. By the time his contract will be 32, he'll still be like near like
Prime.
Oh no, 13 years. It's so 36. So
Wow.
yeah, still
Oh,
near.
okay.
But yeah, still he'll still be like in his prime years. So all those till whatever 32. Yeah. But yeah.
You know, low key, I know this is going to be an interesting take. You're all going to be like, what? But I think Francisco Lindor is better than Tatis Jr. right now. You know, I'm not saying
What?
Tatis Jr.
I do better. I do
Okay,
better.
let me explain.
Okay.
Tatis Jr. is going to be a good player, but he's still young. Francisco Lindor is in his prime right now. And to me, and when we get to our predictions, I'll explain. But this is just a little teaser. But I just see Francisco Lindor to me as more power than Tatis Jr. And to me, he's more of an experienced player that's been in the playoffs, been in the World Series. And I feel like if you need someone to get you over the hump like the Mets are, because the Mets haven't won in a very long time, you know, I feel like Lindor can get them over that edge, because the Mets, they have a good lineup. They have very good starting pitching. I actually believe they have better pitching than the Padres do. And to me, I feel like right now Lindor's better, only because he's going to have a bigger impact for this season. But if you're asking me like 10 years from now, obviously Tatis Jr. because he's younger. But I think right now Lindor is slightly better than Tatis, in my opinion. But that's just my opinion.
So
Yeah,
Lindor might be better, but Tatis probably the better signing.
For the money, yeah, but I don't know about the years. 14 years is insane.
I think the 10-year deal, it would have been like perfect, because he'd still be for all those years. Like you got him like in his basically his prime. He won't really die out until 34, 33 around there maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But in my opinion, I honestly, not being biased because I'm a Dodger fan, but I honestly think Seager's probably the number one shortstop in the league. He's the number one shortstop.
What? Kyle Seager?
He's
I mean, not Kyle, man.
dude.
Corey Seager.
Corey Seager, my bad.
He's an absolute.
Oh,
Just wait till this season. He has a potential of winning. He's going to be in the MVP race.
Forgetting about,
Defensively, I would not put him up there with Francisco.
that's what I'm saying.
I know.
Defensively.
No. Yeah, defensively, I'm sorry. I'm talking. Okay. Now that I think about it, if you're talking about offensively, I still think Corey Seager is an absolute monster. His consistency is out of the roof. When he's healthy, he's just not when he's healthy, I think he's a top 3 hitter and a shortstop, and possibly in the league. We'll see this season for a full 160 Was it 162 or 160 games?
It's 162 games this
Yeah,
season.
160 game season.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Tatis, yeah, he still has more to prove, but yeah, has a lot left in the tank for him to continue to improve.
Yeah, Mateo, what do you think? Are you same page?
To be honest, I think the Mets deal with Francisco Lindor was a better deal than the Tatis. I know Tatis is going to be in his prime these upcoming years. Francisco Lindor is obviously in his prime right now. Sad thing is for the Mets, they got a really good team right now. I hope they make it far, because especially since last year they were hanging around and they had a really good record. And the people that are on that team, especially with the pitching staff and the number of hitters, with like Pete Alonso, Noah Syndergaard at pitching, it's just, I think there's a lot of talent there that surrounds Francisco Lindor, especially to have that MVP caliber player, which they really needed that they didn't have, is going to send them far. And I think they're going to make the playoffs this year. But for the Tatis and the Padres, I think they're going to go pretty far as well. I like both of the signings, but I prefer the Francisco Lindor.
Yeah, I think Francisco, like I said, Francisco Lindor special, but for some other notable like trades and signing, Nolan Arenado got traded to the Cardinals, which I think the Cardinals fleeced the Rockies because they basically give up their best player for a bag of peanuts. So,
yeah, the Rockies have become the Houston Texans.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Basically. Yeah.
I think Bill O'Brien might be on their team, but who knows?
Probably
I think we're still seeing maybe Bill O'Brien's brother. Who knows? And then, oh boy, Gabe Kapler. I mean, I'm a Giants fan. This is a little off track here, man, but I think Gabe Kapler is like Anthony Lynn's brother or something, because the way he's managing that bullpen, those guys can't even throw strikes. I mean, by the way our bullpen is playing, we're going to be relegated to liking tanks pretty soon. We're playing instead of baseball, we're going to be playing tank ball. Just roll out the tanks, boys. Get that number one pick in the lottery in baseball, because the Giants are going to be terrible. Just saying. But yeah, let's get to our just predictions. And so, Ant-Man, who do you feel like is going to make the playoffs this year in each division? So like the American League and National League. So start off in the American League. Who do you think is going to get the divisions and the wild cards?
Yeah, American League, I'm really interested in the AL East. I mean, that's all. They're just, you got the Yankees, obviously, but I feel like the Blue Jays may be a sleeper this year.
Ooh.
And I mean, I don't know if they'll be able to make a run for the division, but they can get in, and I feel like they may be able to cause some trouble, especially with the George Springer signing. I feel he's. Oh man. I feel like he's a dynamic player, though, cheating or not, So he may be able to do some damage with that team. And I feel the Rays. That's the only thing. The Rays really took a step back. I mean, there's cheap, and then there's the Rays, and obviously they didn't want to spend any money on anything, despite going to the World Series. So I'll take the Yankees there. When it gets to the AL Central, we got obviously a few teams there. I'm kind of leaning towards the White Sox. Only crazy, but I feel like they have a team that'd be able to make a push. They have that one guy. Who's the pitcher that they have over there in Chicago?
Giolito.
I mean, not Chicago, in White Sox. Who is it? What's his name again?
Lucas Giolito.
Right. That's who I'm thinking of. And I feel like this is a year that he's going to really, he came off, but he's going to really, I feel like he could carry them. Mm-hmm. And so I could see that happening there. And in the West, man, I was really thinking the A's might be able to. But
the A's.
I feel like they're always losing guys in the offseason, which is why I don't think that they're going to make it this year. I was hoping low-key, but to be honest, Houston's still the powerhouse there. I feel like that's a division it's gonna easily take.
I think I hear a trash can. Do you hear that? Oh, there's the trash can.
Yep.
Just want to remind you, Astro fans, you cheated. So for out there, for all those Houston faithful. But go on ahead, Andrew.
Okay. So for the National League, I'm probably gonna choose who will make it, because how many teams make it? There's like quite a few, right?
7 now, right? They added
It
another
was 7.
spot.
Okay.
No, did they add? I thought it was just 5 teams make the playoffs.
I thought they added 3 more wild card spots like last year. Remember?
Actually, I want to quick. Can someone confirm this? Did they actually add 2 wild card spots? I need to see this. Well,
Like last year,
Ant-Man, I didn't let you finish your prediction for the National League. My bad.
I'll just
No. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. So obviously, I'm for the National League. For the West, I'm gonna have to choose the Dodgers over the Padres, just because. I mean, the San Diego definitely has the talent to beat them, but I gotta choose the Dodgers, and they are good enough. So, but for the East, I mean, I was really looking forward to the New York Mets, but so far they haven't even played any games, so we really don't know. Really don't know. I'm still gonna stick with the New York Mets.
The Mets.
Philly's in a pretty good spot right now. So, other than
What
that,
about Well,
Oh,
the
just to
Braves did
confirm,
start
they
off
did
pretty bad,
expand the
but-
playoffs this year. I don't mean to interrupt you. Also, they did expand the playoffs. It says in each league, the playoff is 1 through 3, so the 3 division winners, and 4 teams, regardless of the division, with the next best records, or will make the first round of the wild card round. There's a best of 3 played entirely in the home park of the higher seed. So yes, 7 teams do make the playoffs now. So just like the NFL then. So
yeah.
4
So
through
for the-
7. So I guess the 4th seed plays the 7th seed and the 5th seed plays the 6th seed. So yes, they did expand the MLB playoffs. I did not know that. Thank you, Google. You're the best.
Hey, yes, sir. So yeah, I'm probably gonna have to choose the Mets for the East, and then for the Central. Out of all those teams, man, I really see the Chicago finally getting a bounce back here this year with the addition of a few players, especially with Jock Peterson. I think Jock Peterson was a great addition to that team. Jock Peterson's role in the Dodgers was just not enough, just because of so much star power on the Dodgers. I think he wanted to shine a little bit more, and I think Chicago's a spot for him to like explode and to release all his potential. So yeah, I think Chicago can win it there. And then for the American League East, I'm probably gonna definitely say the Yankees. They're on a slow start right now. I have to choose the Yankees though in such a long season. And for Central, I will probably choose. I really like White Sox for that. I really do. I really do like White Sox for Central.
Huh?
Yep. And then for the West, I just don't know how Los Angeles Angels can last.
They
Because-
never do anything.
Exactly.
They're wasting my
Yeah,
trout.
Yeah.
I don't know, so I'm gonna probably have to stick with Houston with that too as well. I want also if Oakland was on a little bit better start, I would like Oakland. I think they'll make it's so early in the season. I think Oakland will beat up and eventually make wild card though. They got to
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. I think the A's are always one of those teams where they look like they're going to be bad, but then they pull up and they somehow win like 90 games and make the playoffs.
Yep.
Matt, do you agree? Do you agree with these guys? I'm a little skeptical here. It's a little scary they're all picking the White Sox. What do you think?
I actually do agree with the White Sox pick. The White Sox are kind of like the pick that I really like.
White Sox.
And nobody's talking about them as much as I thought they would, but I really do like what they got going over there. And I think they're going to go a little bit higher and probably reach the playoff. We'll see, but they look good right now, I guess. Even though they start off to a little slow start on paper, they look good.
What's your prediction for the rest of the American League and National League? Who do you think is going to make the playoffs?
Well, I think it's going to be Tampa Bay. I think the Yankees are going to make it. White Sox, Houston, and the A's. I think that's going to be for the AL. And then for the NL, I have the Mets. I have the Cubs. I have the Dodgers, San Diego. And then I don't know for the last spot, though.
Yeah, that last spot can be anybody's really.
It can honestly be anybody.
I can't believe you guys are leaving out the Braves.
Though. I want to see how they do.
The Braves lose anybody? They didn't.
They're beasts. They were all rookies. I mean,
That's true.
Okay, first of all,
Like, they had to
7
lose
teams make the
if-
playoffs. 7 teams make the playoffs. And first of all, the Padres are gonna win the division this year, not the Dodgers. Second of all, I'm picking the Mets to win the East. And I'm picking the Cardinals because you guys doubt my man, Nolan Arenado. He got the Bill O'Brien effect on him. He basically got traded to another team for a bag of peanuts. So you guys, they got Goldschmidt and Arenado, which is insane to me. But those are the division winners. The Dodgers will get the wild card. And I think there's gonna 2 more teams that get the playoff spots. So I say Chicago. I like the Cubs a lot. And I'll take the Atlanta Braves as the last spot. I mean, but the last spot could be the Nationals.
The last spot?
Well, I mean, the Nationals. It could go either the Washington. I like the Washington Nationals. Max Scherzer got those crazy 2 like goo eyes or whatever. I don't know what color. They're always changing. Looks like a chameleon sometimes. That man, he's a beast. I could definitely see the Nationals making a run. And low key, I'm not trying to be biased. I love my Giants, but I think the Giants could actually sneak a wild card, believe it or not. I know my man Gabe Kapler imitating, the Anthony Lynn out there, making bad boomer calls, putting in bums from like
if anybody's gonna put the Giants back, it's gonna be Gabe Kapler.
Well,
you're gonna blow it just like you did last year.
Also, your depth, you don't have really much that you guys are.
Well, yeah. Well, look. We got to a good start with the hitting. We got to get the pitching down. The pitching's gonna be bad. The thing is, baseball is one of those sports. Is like it doesn't matter. You never know. Anything can happen in baseball. It's not like basketball. You can just put LeBron James and KD and they'll just dominate. See, in baseball, anything can happen. And I think I like what I saw from Gausman, even though, like I said, the bullpen looks awful.
Gausman looked really good.
Gausman looked good. It just scares me to Gabe Kapler because Anthony, you know as well as I know. We saw what Anthony Lynn did with the Chargers.
Gabe Kapler blew last year for the Giants to get into the wild card when they had to beat the Padres on the last day. And
I can't deny that. Gabe Kapler is terrible. But I still think they can get in the playoffs. There's a chance. Mark my word, there's a chance.
But the stars need to align for that. Yeah.
Gabe Kapler needs to limit how bad he is because the stench coming out of the Bay Area right now is not good. Okay, it's not bad. Like garbage. But it's okay. There's a chance. In an American League, I mean, my New York Yankees. I mean, Giancarlo Stanton, that dude's gonna hit 50 bombs. We got Gary Sanchez, Garrett Cole. You guys are down the Yankees. And I'm gonna say Toronto. Even though I can't stand George Springer because he did a little with the garbage cans and cheating. So, but I like the Blue Jays. Then I'm going to say in the Central, I think Twins. You guys are down in Minnesota. They still got my man Nelson Cruz with the boomstick. Hitting them like homers. 40. I mean, but he's still good. He's getting the job done. Look at his stats. And I think the White Sox will get a wild card. Okay, I'll give you that. And I think in the West, I'm going to go with the Astros. I can't stand them. Altuve's a cheater, but hey, they're still good. Regardless if they're banging trash cans or not out in their dugout. And I think for the last playoff spot, actually there's 2 more. I think for one of the playoff spots, I'm going to pick the A's and I'm going to pick the Mariners. And then the reason I'm going to pick the Mariners because I like a lot of the young players they got. I mean, they have a lot. That first baseman, he's a Gold Glover. They have that, I forget the pitcher. I think it's Freeland or France. He pitched really good last night, and I could definitely see him being an ace. And I like a lot of the Mariners' young players. They have a lot of young, talented players. Kyle Lewis is coming back, and that dude was a monster last year. So that's my sleeper pick, the Giants and the Mariners. Just putting it out there. If they make the playoffs, I was the first one. And you all know. Oh, my goodness, I'm falling apart. But you heard it from me. The Mariners and the Giants. Wild card. You heard it from me first.
Okay.
Dropping the mic.
For the National League, I can't really see any like sleeper teams. I mean, all of them I feel like they can all make it, except really Cincy and probably Arizona and Arizona. That's pretty much it. Who I think can are the ones that I really don't. Those can be the rest, all of those teams. I feel Pirates. I even think the Pirates, man.
I think the Pirates are going to need a rule where if they lose the most games, they should automatically get the World Series because, wow, they think they got a Division III high school team on their roster.
I actually don't pay too much attention to the Pirates, so I actually don't know. So
Yeah, they're pretty bad. Eli,
Yeah,
did we get you? Did I ask you? No. All right. Give us what are your predictions for who's making the playoffs this year?
All right. From the National League, I'm gonna start it off. From the NL East, I'm gonna say the Braves are gonna win that out. They have a slow start. I think a lot of people are sleeping on them. They got the same team as last year, and yeah, I think they're just gonna come out with that. NL Central, I really like the Cardinals right now. I think what they're doing is pretty good, and I can see them winning that one out. NL West, Dodgers, Padres, can be an argument for everyone. You could say Dodgers, you could say Padres. My bias is going to kick in, and I'm obviously going to say the Dodgers. But I do see the Padres making the playoffs as well. And since we got 7 spots, I'd also say so the Padres would make it 4. I'd say the Phillies would make it in. I'd say
Phillies, huh?
Yeah, I like Phillies making that in.
Mm.
I like the Mets making it in. And then I think for the last spot, I want to say the Reds making it in.
Reds. The big red machine, huh?
Sir.
Joey Votto. All right, I see you. I think, you know what? I like that list. I'm gonna be honest. I kind of agree with your list the most. I kind of took a lot of risk with mine, but I have a good feeling. Does anyone have any last words to say? Do they feel differently about this, or are we all on point?
I just can't believe the disrespect you guys are giving the Braves. They literally took the Dodgers to 7 games.
And they blew it.
Yes, they blew it, but they were also very young.
They were inexperienced. Just like the
Right,
Dodgers.
very, very young. I don't know if they have a bona fide guy who can just like shut it down now. But either way, don't sleep on the Braves. They've got some young stars out there. They're gonna take that division, even though they came out with the broom, to start off the season. But they're gonna bounce back.
Well, Anthony, you're forgetting one thing. It's in a team from Atlanta, so it's only natural that they're gonna choke at some point in the season. It's like the Falcons and the Braves. 28-3 or 3-1. So that's why no one's picking the Braves. You see, they
3-1.
I'm sorry, I choked there for a second. But I mean,
that's hard.
Can't believe they blew a 3-1 lead, man.
Me neither.
Of course, the Dodgers can't.
I couldn't believe it. I thought we were goners, but as soon as they took it to game, so I'm like, all right, we're taking this. There's no way they can lose now.
Do you want me to make a montage of how many games the Dodgers blew in the playoffs? I can do that.
Yeah, I guess Washington, they did end up winning the World Series, so I gotta have respect for that. The other times they went to the World Series and they just lost to cheaters.
I mean, well, I don't think the Red Sox were cheating, but
No. I don't really argue the Red Sox too much. Yeah, I don't argue. The Red Sox, we were gonna lose, even if they didn't even have to cheat. They were gonna smack us regardless. They were stacked. Red Sox were stacked.
They got depleted though.
Huh?
I said the Red Sox got depleted after that.
They really did. We took
Mookie Betts for,
Verdugo, who's going to become, he's going to be one of their main guys. He's really good.
Maybe.
Guy.
I don't know. They got no pitching, man. They got a bunch of
pitching's gone.
Ben DiNucci's as their pitchers, man. They have a bunch of armless haps back there, dude.
Crazy.
And Chris Sale, I mean, that dude looks like he's a fossilized version of himself. So
yeah, he's not the same.
So
toasted.
Well, that was good, guys. Sorry it's a little short today, but it was fun. We talked about some baseball, and maybe we'll get a clear vision. It's a long season. I think we're all just happy to have baseball back. So, you know what? Thanks for watching, folks. Subscribe if you haven't already. Link to our Instagram down below if you want alerts and updates about what's going on, what we're posting. Just hit us up. Please subscribe. Please comment who you think is going to win the World Series this year. And I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace.